Welcome. I'm delighted to actually welcome you to a practical demonstration of select public speaking techniques. Over the decades, I have trained students, executives, and those in the senior management in the nuances of speaking one-to-one, one-to-many, and in public speaking. In the beginning of the beginning, they used to be phobic about going on the stage and speaking. Many of them, as they rose up in the higher echelons of management, they were required to come out of the what we call as the cabins of management and address the wider cross-section. There may be the board meetings, the general body meetings, and then going forward even addressing people from the industry. So let us get into the steps which normally pose a challenge for a public speaker. Step by step, let us get into that, and I'm sure you'll be very well served. And when you practice in your riyaz for public speaking, you will find them to be of immense benefit. The first challenge for a speaker who's not very well versed with public speaking is, how do you stand? So you scaled up the stage, you're standing. If you have the podium or a lectern, it's good, half of you is concealed. But let us say that facility is not available. You are visible right through and through to the crowd. So the first thing I advise is just keep a 1 foot distance between the 2 feet. So you're perfectly balanced, shoulders are straight, and you look very composed. The second challenge, what do I do with my hands? So there are different options before me. One is I just fold my hands this way and look at the crowd. That looks like a philosopher, or a saint. Looks very receptive, very cool, but that's not what I'm there for. I'm there to speak. I have to be very effusive. So this will not do. Then there are some people who will keep the hands at the back, but this is a wrestler's pose. This is too aggressive, and someone would think that you're out there to attack them, not a pose that is recommended. So I cannot keep my hands at the back. There are some you can find, they put the hands in the pockets. So this is another pose. Now what you have done actually by slipping your hands into your pockets is you've tied yourself up. In public speaking, or for that matter any form of communication, you have to make gestures. If you do not make the gestures, then you're gone. I mean, you look so wooden and artificial that people will not be impressed with your body language. We have learned that body language is equally important as what vocal sounds you create, the words you advance to the people. So where do I really keep my hands? I cannot fold it, I cannot keep it in my pockets, I cannot take it back. It's universally accepted that the best way to keep your hands is put your fist into your palms and keep it just in front of the navel. Look at the biggest advantage I have. When I have to make a gesture, it's a long story, it comes back automatically there to rest, cradled there in front of the navel. This is an excellent position that you can be in. You can decide when to release it and when to bring it back into position. So it's urgent. So I'll also cover that point, that you need to make gestures, but need not be too frenetic when you make the gesture. But making the gestures, making the long story short, we need to do it now. Tomorrow may be difficult. Yesterday was difficult. Tomorrow could be more difficult. I mean, these signs, they make the people a little more receptive and they feel very nice looking at you in that context.